Hi guys, it's Carolyn with Crafting with Wine, and I wanted to share a Christmas scrapbook layout. And I know it's kind of late in the year to be doing Christmas scrapbook layouts, but this is one I was so excited to do, and I actually designed it when my daughter and my son-in-law were out at the Christmas tree farm to get a Christmas tree, and I just cut it out a couple of days ago and put all the pieces together, and now I'm ready to create the layout with it, and it's a 2-page layout. And because I didn't know what type of photos they were taking for me, I made all the photos to be 4x4 so I can cut them up and I don't have to worry about if they're portrait or landscape. So that's why I chose those size pictures. I'm starting with a dark green 12x12 piece of cardstock, and pardon my inky paws and my ugly nails. I'm getting those taken care of this weekend, hopefully, if everything goes well. And then I have a gray piece of 11.5 by 11.5 that I've inked around in green ink. And I think it was an old Stampin' Up ink, and I think it was the Emerald Mist is what I used, but that doesn't really matter because you can use any ink you want to ink around. Now, the majority of my designs today, or my SVG cut files today, come from Marjorie Ann Designs. And if you watch any of my videos from scrapbooking layouts, you know that Marjorie Ann Designs is one of my all-time favorite places to buy my cut files from. Now, everything comes from Marjorie Ann Designs with the exception of the road that I'm going to use. And my road that I'm going to use comes from Cricut Design Space, and it's going to come from the Traveler Cricut cartridge that I have used. And as a scrapbooker, I buy the annual subscription to Cricut Access because it gives me so many more options from the cartridges that I own. And I've owned a lot of cartridges that are all linked to my Design Space, but I still pay for the access because there's tens of thousands more that I don't own that I have the ability to use from there. And this is the little road that I'm talking about that comes from the Traveler Cricut cartridge, and it was actually a 2-layer image to where it looked like a highway, but I wanted mine to look like a dirt path, so I only used the background layer and cut it in brown cardstock, and I've cut it at 8.91 by 7.81, and I'm going to lay this down flat. I thought I saw one of my hairs. I'm shedding like crazy. I don't want a hair stuck to my layout. So if you see me doing crazy things like I'm searching for something with my hands, I am. It's because I felt like I saw a hair and I'm trying to get it and pull it off. I know I shared on the last layout about one of my husband's mothers going into nursing homes and so forth, and that's still the case. We've got my mother in the nursing home, my mother-in-law into hospice care. She had a bad stroke. My I don't share a lot of personal stuff on this video because, or on my channel, because I'm not looking for sympathy or anything like that. But my mother has Parkinson's disease, and she is also has schizophrenia and has since I was a small child. And she just recently had a little break from reality that we're working on, and the nursing home that she is in has been incredible with helping with those issues with her. So I'm trying to be happy, and we're going to get off that negative stuff now, and we're going to go to the happy part, because this layout makes me very happy, because the pictures that are going on this layout are all the wonderful things that my daughter and son-in-law did here. And I say mine. My husband gets mad at me when I claim my daughter to be all mine, when she's his too. So anybody else have that problem with their husbands when you claim your children to be only yours and not theirs? So, so that's fun. I laughed, and I haven't laughed for a while, so that's good. So the next image that I'm going to lay down is my cute little reindeer standing behind the fence with a cute little snow pile here and snow on here, and he turned out so cute. And I've got his little muzzle popped up on foam tape, and I cut out all of his eye parts and all of his little eyebrow parts. That was very dimensional, and they cut very well. But I had put those, paper pieced those all together, and then I tried these little googly eyes. As if you've been watching my videos over the past month or so, you know I've been really obsessed with these little googly eyes lately. So I decided to use the googly eyes again. So yeah, you might see those a lot in these next layouts. But he comes from Marjorie Ann Designs. In the cut file, I'm going to have to pull out my binder and find the name of this cut file, because it has a whole lot more images than what I used in this in this layout. But he's cut at 4.47 by 5.76. And I think he turned out so cute. And I am going to lay him down with some of my tape runner flat. Just a second. My tape come off its roller. There we go. And I'm not going to worry about gluing down his antlers, because he's going to be in a page protector, and to me, I'm fine with that. It's not going to be pulled out of his page protector, or at least I hope not. And I'm going to put him right there, and I'm going to get my little binder real quick and see exactly what this cut file's called, because I'm wanting to call it Tree Farm, and I don't know if that's true. At some point in the near future, I'll share my little binder design here, and I'm just looking real quick for my tree farm. Here it is. It's called Winter Village Tree Farm, and these are all of the images that come in this cut file. And that's one of the things that I really love about Marjorie Ann Designs, it's a whole group of different images, and you can choose and pick and cut whatever you choose to pick to cut and put on your layouts. And you could make several different layouts that look completely different with the same cut file. And it's called the Winter Village Tree Farm. So that's the cut file that I've used. And I've got my little binder here. Set up. It's not a little, it's a big binder. Set up for all of the SVG cut file designers that I love and purchase from on a regular basis, because they're all purchased. And I will never share for free a purchase file, because that's wrong and not right. So with that being said, let's go to our first photo mat. I've got a red layer that measures 4.5 by 4.5. I have a dark gray layer that measures 4.25 by 4.25 that I've inked around in that same green ink. And I am going to lay this photo mat down flat as well. I'm going to put it right about here. Now, the next image that I'm going to lay down is my little barn for my tree farm, or buying trees out in the field. And what you do at the place that I'm talking about, and where my daughter went to, is that you go out and chop down your tree and pull it back on a sled and pay for it. So it's really cool. And then it's called, the title of the farm or tree farm is called Village Farms. And I actually did this as a print and cut, and then inked around it a little bit. I've got it popped up on foam tape, and then the main door to get into the barn is also popped up on foam tape. Everything else is laid down flat with all of the snow-capped roof lines. Now, this I grouped all of this together just as you see it, and I cut it together. And when I did that, it measured 10.89 inches by 6.44 inches. And I'm also going to lay it down flat as well. I'm just making sure that the tip of my roof and the side of my roof doesn't hang off the green edge. So when I line it up right there, it does not do that. I actually taped this piece with just Scotch tape on the back of my barn, so it was all laying down, or to the size that I wanted it, and I wanted it next to each other. Excuse me. Oh, I'm still going to cough like crazy. Now, let me line my page back up here. I'm lining it to the top of my photo mat and to where this portion of my black roof kisses the edge of my green layer. And by doing that, I know that my top will work out just fine. And it did. Now, I'm not going to press this part down first, because my little snowbank I want to put in here. And I want my little antlers to come on top of that as well. and I think it will still look like snow by doing that. And this is my large layer of snowbank that I cut, and it comes with this image. I just took it out and duplicated it and sized it to the way that I wanted, and this is the large one, and I cut it at 5.70 by 1.41, and then my small layers of snow is cut at 4.48 by 1.10. And I get asked a lot as to where I get my designs from or how I design my layouts. I don't get them from anywhere. I choose my designs by by the picture that I have, and I have an idea in mind as to how I want it to look, and that's what I go by. And then I just search for those images that I want to use. And if I don't have them, then I go out and search on with the people who sell them as to, I was going to put that up there, but it's going to come over too much, and I'm not going to do that. So I think I'm going to put my little snowbank, this little snowbank down here. And it's the smaller of the two that I just talked about. But I don't. I go by whatever picture that I want to put on a layout, and from there I choose the images that I want to use, and I search Cricut Design Space first, and then I search my SVG files that I already own from other companies. And if I still don't have one, then I go out and search the other companies again for that particular image or what I'm looking for. That's how I do it. And it's working well for me, and I think it can work well for anybody. And then I have my little pine trees that I've cut, or Christmas trees, in this layout. And my trees, I've got several trees, and all of my trees are cut the same, and I've cut them at 3.12 by 5.20, and they come in 4 pieces, and then I glue them together, so it probably will not be 5 inches tall. I know it's not 5 inches tall from after gluing it together, because you can see all the layers and how far down I came on the back of each of those 3 layers. And you can make it however you want when you get ready to glue them all together, or paper piece them all together, that is. And I want to put one of my trees here, and then I have another one that I'm going to put down. See, and this one's even a little shorter, and I cut them all the exact same. So I'm going to put it right there. And then I have a third one that I've actually popped up on foam tape, and I'm just going to pull the backing off of that. And I'm going to put it in the center here. And put it right there. So there's a grove of Christmas trees in this layout. So far, I think it's looking super cute. I hope you guys do too. And I may come back and glue down those antlers a little better, but I'm not too worried about doing that. Like I said, it's going to be in a page protector, so that's not real important to me. So let's go to our next side of our layout. Again, I've got the 12 by 12 green, and I got the 11.5 by 11.5 gray. Now, on this one, I'm going to put down 2 photo mats, but I used the same road and I duplicated it and flipped it upside down, and then I welded them together so I could get a full page of road. And I am going to pop it right on my page, right like so. It looks like a road too, except for these little indentions here and here, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that because that's going to be covered up with all the other elements that I'm going to put down. See, I told you my paws were nasty with green ink. Okay. And I was just trying to center it on my page to the best of my ability. And I am liking that a lot. Now, my next image is my little SUV that I've cut out. And it had to be red too, obviously. And I've cut it at 6.71 by 5.40. And I cut it, the tree, with this at the same time. Like this is how I grouped it together in Design Space to cut it like this, so everything was very size appropriate. But I didn't attach my tree to my little SUV yet because I want it on foam tape to stand out a little bit, and I put the wheels on foam tape to stand out a little bit as well. So the rest of it, I'm going to use my ATG gun and lay it down flat. Take the backing off my foam tape there. And my little SUV, who's been to the tree farm, is going to be right here on the highway and is driving away. And now I'm going to take the backing off of my little Christmas tree. You know, my favorite scrapbooking is making these scene scrapbooks, and it just does my heart good to make these, and I'm just so excited when my vision for what I'm wanting, of how I'm wanting it to look, that comes out very similar to that, to my vision. And this is one of those layouts that certainly has. I'm so tickled with my vision. And if I was going with my vehicle, it would have been a gold color, but my daughter's vehicle is red, so it's even more perfect. It's not this bright red. Hers is a very muted red, but still yet, it's just perfect. And now I'm going to lay down my other photo mat that will hold a 4x4 photo. And what I do is make a 1/4 of an inch border between each mat and the photo so you can see every layer of it. Why do photo mats when you can't see it all? I'm going to put it here, and you see with doing that I hid that little funky portion in my road right there. And then I have another photo mat that I'm going to lay down as well. Ooh! My ATG gun is very squeaky. I don't know why it's so squeaky. Maybe I press too hard and it makes it squeaky, which is very likely. It's proper. I'm sure it's operator error. And now I'm going to put this photo mat right about here that hides that other funky portion in my little dirt roadway. Now, I have another snowbank or snow pile that I want to lay down. And I'm going to put it right down here. Right like so. And now I've got a little piece hanging over there that I'm just going to flip it over and cut it off. Don't need it. And it still doesn't take away from it at all. It still looks cute. Now I have another little snowbank that I'm going to pop right up here. And I have 2 more trees that I'm going to place in here. And actually, I'm going to try to pick up my photo mat and move it down a little bit. Oh, thank goodness I can. So I'm going to pop my little trees down here first to make sure as to where I want to put it. Okay, so that's good right there. So let me put my trees down. There we go. And then my next tree. And I will leave a link below for the Marjorie Ann cut file for this. And I'll leave my Facebook group down below as well in the description box, and my Amazon link to buy all of your crafty supplies at, where I make a small commission if you purchase on Amazon using my code, which allows me to make more of these videos for the things that I purchase from there. So I really hope you guys like and enjoy this cute tree farm layout. I'm very happy with it, very happy. So, and I think it turned out really cute, and it didn't take that much time at all to cut out and paper piece together. It was actually very simple and very easy to do. Took me probably a matter, from cutting out and paper piecing together, probably took me all of 45 minutes. So it was easy to do, and it turns out so cute. So thanks for watching and spending a little time with me. Please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. Cheers!